Relationships can be exciting in some cases. You think you've met the love of your life, but experts say experiencing high emotions and feelings too quickly could lead to disaster. 13 News Now anchor Ernie LeBeau introduces us to love bombing.
It's the fairy tale romance we grow up hearing about in music, books, and movies, all showing a charming person sweeping someone off their feet.
I love you, Nora. Do you love me?
But in the real world, this whirlwind love can be dangerous. It's a danger Tina Swithin knows firsthand.
He was automatically telling me that I was the type of person he had been looking for his whole life.
18 years ago, she thought she met the man of her dreams. He immediately began showering her with affection.
He sent me an email telling me to take the day off of work and that he had orchestrated this spa day.
Then her life began to change quickly. Only a few weeks into the relationship, she found herself in another city with her presumed Prince Charming.
He had just accepted a new job up in the San Francisco Bay Area, which was 4 hours away from my home base, and it was only about 6 weeks into our relationship.
And what began as a lavish love affair quickly took a turn.
You see little flashes here and there, either, in my case, it was dishonesty or, flashes of anger or a temper, and then they have this uncanny ability to turn it around and make it your fault.
Feeling at fault, she kept thinking she was the problem. But by then, she was married to him.
I found myself, over time thinking, gosh, if I could just be skinnier or prettier or, more in tune with his emotions and feelings.
That relationship ended in a nasty divorce. Years later, she realized she was what experts call love bombed.
So all of a sudden, having this person come out of nowhere who pursues you full force.
A psychologist, Dr. Jennifer Ripley of Regent University, says love bombing is a manipulative tactic used in relationships commonly by narcissists.
Love bombers are people that pursue someone very actively, very romantically, very quickly. So in the course of a week even, they might become very serious and they're pursuing someone that they have an interest in with no holds barred.
A pursuit with the purpose of controlling one's mate. The term love bomb may be somewhat new, but the behavior is anything but. Love bombers prey on the insecure, vulnerable, and those who may have experienced recent loss. But she says there are some ways to detect the behavior.
The person is coming on very strong very quickly and trying to isolate the person, really pulling them away from their family and friends.
Swithin wrote a book about her love bomb relationship. But when it comes to finding new love, she and the doctor both suggest getting others to check in on your mate.
If you have very healthy friends or family members or a therapist who you trust, be sure to check in with them.
I'm Ernie LeBeau, 13 News Now.